Hey, this is post-episode me, and I just want to say, in this episode, there's gonna be a creaking noise you hear a lot. It'll be like a, not really that. You'll know it when you hear it. That's because I was on a different chair than usual when recording this, and I didn't realize it was that creaky until I started editing this. And I just want you to know and be warned and let you know it is a chair creaking, it's not anything else. Okay, now on to the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Idiot Rambles podcast, the podcast where I, an idiot, ramble about a random topic. This week, originally I was going to talk about AI art, but because I was very angry about it, and then, it kind of fell through, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I can talk about something more positive this episode. And then Apex Legends went along and, as usual, ruined my good mood by announcing their new Battle Pass system. And I know a majority of the people who watch this probably don't even play Apex, but you know what? I do not care. I am very, very angry at Apex, so I just had to talk about their new Battle Pass system here. Okay, so their new Battle Pass system, there's now going to be 2 Battle Passes every single season, each one being 60 tiers, lasting for 6 weeks. With each one occurring during the ranked split. And there'll be less filler rewards in each battle pass, more crafting medals offered as well. So far this all sounds great, right? Especially because the battle pass system within gaming has been so milked to death at this point, where it's getting boring and stale. So this all sounds great, right? Well, then Apex announces that the battle passes are now purchased with real money and you're unable to buy it with Apex coins, which defeats the entire purpose of a battle pass. The appeal of a battle pass is you complete it, which then gives you enough currency to then buy the next battle pass. And once you buy that battle pass, you'll then have the motivation to complete it, so you have enough currency to buy the next battle pass, and so on and so forth. So while you may not necessarily be making as many sales with the battle pass as far as new purchases, what you will get is loyal players. People constantly wanting to play because they're constantly wanting to make sure they can get the next battle pass. By making it so that battle pass is going to be purchased with real money now in Apex, destroys that entire thing. And especially because there's going to be 2 battle passes every single season now. So not only are you going to have to pay $10 for one battle pass, you're going to have to pay $20 for both battle passes every single season. As opposed to beforehand, where usually it was just, you could get it for free if you were smart. Now at this point you're forced to spend that $20, which is absolutely ridiculous. Again, defeats the whole point of buying the battle pass, really. But wait, there's more. If you buy the Premium Plus Battle Pass, which is a genuinely dystopian sounding name, you then get access to 2 more legendary skins, and every single character will be unlocked for you for the duration of that pass. Which is an extra $10. So then, if you want to buy the Premium Plus Battle Pass every time, that's $40 a season for Battle Passes. Who is buying? This is very obviously a huge just greed scheme. I'm trademarking that. That sounds really nice. It's a huge greed scheme, and EA is behind this. This is just EA all over it. Just want to get more and more money. They're probably tired of people, using their coins to get the new battle pass every time. And we're like, how can we make money the easiest? So they did this to maximize on profits. If they had all of these changes, but just made it so that you could still buy the battle pass with coins, then I wouldn't be making this an episode. That would be a genuinely good change. It would freshen things up within the battle royale, battle pass landscape. and I think it'd be great. But no, EA just had to go around, make it cost real money, and make it awful, just like EA does to every single thing. I hate EA. They killed Battlefront 2, and I'll never forgive them for it. Yeah, so the Apex Battle Pass, it's just Apex Battle Passes already aren't that good. You get two character skins and three legendary gun skins. The, and the skins usually just aren't that good. Like they're okay, but especially because within the Apex Battle Pass, it is significantly more difficult to level that up than it is any other Battle Pass. I don't know why, but it just is. It's very difficult to level up the Apex Battle Pass. You know why? Because it's Respawn slash EA, both of which are companies that at one point I may have had some respect for, but at this point, all respect I previously had for them is lost. I I've had Apex deleted for majority of the season. Normally that'll be what happens. I'll re-download at the beginning of the season, play for a bit, and then I'll probably delete it. I'm not re-downloading Apex again this season. This next season, I don't want to support Apex with this battle pass, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these money laundering schemes within Apex where they just keep jacking up prices, making things more and more expensive for less and less value. And I'm tired. I'm not going to play Apex anymore because of it. They even have a thing where, oh, this first battle pass will be free as long as you do challenges, which is an obvious marketing scheme because what they're going to do, they're going to have that for free, which will then incentivize players to download it to do the challenges to get the battle pass, which they could then use to artificially inflate numbers of who is actually playing that season, who's actually buying, and who actually has the battle pass, and basically market it as like, look guys, there's so many people playing this season, and there's so many people who have the battle pass. You should get it too. And I'm not gonna fall for it. Even if I have friends who want to play this new season, I'm not re-downloading it. I'm tired of it at this point, and the, I guess this is my you have videos online where people are like, I'm done with this, whether it be like for Star Wars or Marvel or whatever. This is my Star Wars rant video almost, where I'm ranting about this thing and I'm done with it at this point. I feel like M&R Productions right now complaining about Lego, but this is an actually valid complaint that I think a lot of people agree with. And they also revealed this change weeks before the new season launch. You know why? It's because they want to get all the controversy and hate out of the way now, so when they start revealing things for the new season, by then people have forgotten about it. Sure, some people will be mad, but most people will just be hyped to play a slightly different map with a different new gun added. And I'm tired of it. Apex is a game where at one point I would have considered it the best battle royale, but it's fallen so quickly from grace. The game rarely gets substantial updates. It mostly only gets updates with cosmetics, and even those cosmetics usually aren't that good. Like, very minimal updates, and those updates are usually pretty bad, and the exact opposite of what the community actually wants. They refuse to listen to said community about anything, and all they care about at this point is money. Whether that's just EA or it's a mix of Respawn and EA who only care about money, I don't know. But I'm tired of it, and I'm not playing Apex anymore. Even if I re-download it and they gave me 20 heirlooms, I'm not gonna play it still, because it's just a melee animation. And, this all started back with the Final Fantasy event with Apex, where they had the Buster Sword heirloom being a one-time thing, along with just the general way you had to buy it being literal gambling. It's just straight up gambling. And it's allowed because, oh, well, it's a video game, so gambling's allowed, but it's straight up gambling. And I feel like it breaks some laws. I know there's a huge controversy with Overwatch when they had loot boxes within the EU. Like, there's a lawsuit there. Same thing with Fortnite with Save the World, I'm pretty sure. Why that doesn't apply to Apex, I don't know. Because it's significantly worse in Apex than it ever was in those two games. Because in those two games, it didn't matter nearly. I guess it doesn't matter necessarily in Apex. But you could still get that stuff for free within those games. Apex is slowly making it so that you can get less and less stuff for free within the game, so you spend more and more money. And sure, they might get more sales in the short term with people buying the Battle Pass, but I think what's going to happen is their player count is going to drop, because all those people who was just getting free Battle Passes before, chances are they're probably not going to start buying the Battle Pass now. They're just going to go, well, guess I'm not playing anymore. And they're going to stop playing because they're not going to have any reason to play. And they're probably not going to go back on this change. Because if there's one thing I know about video game companies is that they are extremely stubborn and will stick to the worst change possible, no matter how bad it is, no matter how much the community hates it. I don't think I have much else to say here. It's just Apex, bad. Boo. Yeah, that's about it for this segment. Now on to review of the week. Alright, welcome to the review of the week section of the podcast. The section of the podcast where I recount all the things I've watched this week and then give a review on one of them. So this week I watched Independence Day, The Woman in the Window, Deadpool, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So as far as movies go, pretty awful week with nothing but slop, really. And normally, I mean, all these movies I have genuinely nothing to say about them other than that all of them are slop besides Independence Day, which is still slop, but it's funny slop. And Deadpool is a not funny movie. But that's not a full review for either of them. Fortunately, I've been watching an insane amount of Adventure Time, as I've been building the LEGO Daily Bugle, and I like to have Adventure Time on while I watch it. I watched 58 episodes of Adventure Time this week, and that's what I'm doing my review on. There's no rule I ever set in place that it had to be a movie I did a review on. This is my podcast. I make the rules, and yeah. So I watched pretty much all of Season 4 and Season 5 of Adventure Time. It's just such a nice show. Like, it's not the most groundbreaking thing ever. There's certainly some very, very good episodes, like the episodes with Simon and Marceline, and other episodes. I don't know. If you've seen the show, you know what ones are good and what ones aren't. But the main thing, it's just a comfort show. I just put on an episode, 10 to 11 minutes of pretty comforting comedy of some pretty great characters that I enjoy watching, and I love it. Like I said, I finished Season 5, and I think there are 8 or 9 seasons of the show, not counting the 2 additional shows. And I'll probably finish the show next time I build a Lego set, just because I like having it on while I build. Like I said, it's just very nice and comforting. So as far as what I'd give the show so far, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. It doesn't necessarily have the most deep or enriching storylines in a lot of the episodes, but it doesn't need that. It's just a nice show, and that's all you need sometimes. As opposed to Deadpool 1, which is the most overrated slop superhero movie. Well, no, it's not the most slop superhero movie. But it's not funny. Adventure Time is 20 times funnier than Deadpool, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Maybe Deadpool 2 is a funnier movie. I don't know. I'll watch it within the next coming weeks and I'll give a review on that probably. So overall, all the movies I watched this week were just slop. Adventure Time's great. And now it's time for the question of the week section of the podcast. Hello and welcome to the question of the week section of the podcast. The section of the podcast where I bring in a guest and ask them a really dumb question. Today we have Peyton as our guest.
Hi, my name is Peyton. I don't really know what else to say, but Colin's middle name is Lance, if that's anything.
That's good info. That's good info. Now,
Yeah.
if there's one thing I know about you, Peyton, is that you despise children. Every time I'm around you and you see a child, I can see a look in your eyes that can only be described as evil incarnate. So, that's why I was wanting to ask you, could you, do you think, take on an entire daycare of children in a fight?
Yeah, I think I could. I mean, I feel like I would just have to kick a lot of them, and since I'm most likely taller than all of them, I feel like I could just pick them up and throw them at each other like I'm bowling or something, you know?
But that's like 20 to 30, like, really fast, scrawny kids running at you at once. You can't get all of them out at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
And they fight dirty as well. They got biting and everything on their side. They've also got
Yeah,
agility.
like I said, I could just kind of like kick them in their head, and I mean, then what? You
You
know,
kick a child in the head?
if they're trying to fight me, I mean, yeah. So it's just like a self-defense thing.
You'd kick child in the head in self-defense.
I mean, yeah. Would you not? Just
Well,
like,
I wouldn't kick it in the head.
well, if they're trying to like kill you, I
Well,
thought
you
that's
don't
what
know if
this
they're trying to
video
kill
was.
you. They're just trying to fight you.
Well, okay. Well, then I would just put myself in like a closed room, like closed off room, and lock it.
No. You are on one side of a football field and all the children are on the other side of the football field. And they're running towards
Um,
you.
I would just walk out of the football field and lock the gate behind me, and so then they're just trapped.
What if there's like a magical force field though, preventing you from
Magical
leaving the
force
football
field.
field? Yeah.
Well, I mean, then I feel like I would either just have to sit there and deal with it, or just kick them in the head. You know?
Yeah, what if like you kick the first one in the head, it like falls on the ground, skull cracked open, blood spewing out. Everyone just like kind of stops and looks at it, and just watches this kid like die in front of them. They all start crying. What would you do?
Well, I feel like I'd be safe by then, so I'd say I don't know. It was just a like silly little mistake, you know? Like I didn't mean for it to.
What if the entire time this is actually an episode of What Would You Do? And then a bunch of cameramen came out along with the police, and they arrested you for murdering a child.
No. It was self-defense because he bit me. So, or they bit me, so it's okay.
Yeah, but they're children. They can get away with that. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's not a crime for a child to bite.
well, still, I mean, I feel like if that did happen, I would just like try and get away as fast as I can, so that way, you know, they can't catch me or they won't find me guilty or anything.
So you'd outrun the law enforcement, so what, you're just on the run now
Yeah,
forever?
yeah, I would be.
Would you turn to a life of crime at that point?
No, I just feel like it would be that one story. Oh yeah, that guy like kicked a kid in the head and killed it out of self-defense.
A classic urban legend.
Yep. I say no, it never happened.
You go, no, stop, that wasn't me.
Yeah, wrong guy.
Yeah, it was a little goof up. It's like in the hit movie Halloween Ends from 2021, where that kid kills a different kid, and then he gets recruited by Michael Myers. So what I'm saying is, would you then be recruited by Michael Myers at that point after killing that kid?
I mean, I feel like because Michael Myers is pretty. He's pretty like OP. He has a lot of like good feats and stuff that he's done. I mean, he came back to life like I think three or some different times. So I mean, worst case scenario, I would team up with him to just protect myself.
Okay, so to conclude, you got spawned in an American-sized football field on one end, 20 to 30 8-year-olds on the other end. You kick one of the 8-year-olds in the head, cracking their skull open, blood spewing out. Cameramen and law enforcement rush out of the stadium. At that point, they didn't see before. You then go on the run from law enforcement, after which point you're then recruited by Michael Myers himself. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the only option now.
That's the only reasonable answer to that hypothetical, and I'm glad you got the exact
Yeah.
answer that I was hoping for.
I mean, yeah, there's really nothing I could do about that.
Yeah. Well, Peyton, thanks for coming on this episode.
No, you're welcome.
And stay tuned for next week's episode where I join Michael Myers. Okay, bye.